Hi guys, Dazzie is here again with another comic book haul. This time it's episode 69. It's an exciting one, this one, guys. I've got 27 books in all to show you. A lot of decent keys. 5 big books in amongst this haul, and I didn't pay too much for any of them. I got a good price on each of the big books in this haul. As always, I'm going to start with the books that I'm not keeping in my PC. But stay to the end. There's even a nice surprise in here from my daughter, who is a budding artist. So, like I say, I start with the lesser books and work my way up. Please stay to the end because I'm very excited. The last book is my next big grail to show off. Starting with this one. This is DC, Year of the Villain. This was a freebie, but they've been selling for £2 to £3 online. I pick it up on eBay on my store with another book and see what happens with it. I think that was Scott Snyder who put that together. Greg Capullo art on that front cover. Now, when I picked up one of my big books, the seller stuck in a freebie, so I've put this up for sale as well, because it's not going to stay in my collection. This is Midnight Nation, issue number 3. I think I have issue 1, a limited copy of issue 1. I think I picked up in an AOK from Lyric Magic Moments. That's from Top Cow, which is an imprint of Image Comics. Now, when I go to Bristol, I now pick up grab bags when I get a chance. They're £2. They come with 4 comics in, and if I like one of the comics that is on view in the bag, I'll pick them up. 50p a comic, you can't go wrong. This was in one of the grab bags. This was the Amory Wars, issue 6 from Boom Studios. It's a low printed book by all accounts, and it goes for up to 4 to 5 on eBay. Nice grade too. This was in another of the grab bags. This was Deathstroke, issue 25. This is the Rebirth Deathstroke. Another comic from the grab bags. This was Hanna-Barbera, Wacky Raceland, issue 1 from DC. This was a nice one to get in a grab bag. This is Avengers No Road Home, issue 7. High grade. This is the first appearance of Belit, or Belit, in an Avengers title. I think Belit is a Conan character. I think I have the first appearance of Belit. Talking of Conan, this was in a grab bag. Savage Avengers, issue number 1. This is the Mike Deodato variant. This is a £4 to £5 book on eBay at the moment, so to pick it up for 50p, happy days. First appearance of the Savage Avengers in that book. There's a big old battle between Conan and Wolverine. The reason I did pick up one of the grab bags was because of this issue. This was Long Lost, issue number 1. Yeah, this can garner some coin. This is from Scout Comics, a low printed book, and it has been optioned within the last year as well. So whether, you know, the school with option books, whether they make it to the screen, who knows. I think this is probably my second or third copy. I've sent one off in an AOK previously. But again, this garners around about £15. So happy days with Long Lost. Talking of 50p books, my good friend Lee down at the Antique Centre, he has been filtering in some Bronze Age and even a couple of silvers into his 50p bin. I picked up the Submariner, issue number 30. Nice 15-cent book for 50p. Who knows if I can get 4 or 5 quid for it. Of course, there's rumours that Submariner is going to appear in the MCU, possibly the Black Panther 2 film. I think it's a bit soon for that, but I do see him. I know Kevin Feige has plans for the Submariner. I think I picked up issue 11 recently for £1, which was in pretty decent grade. Picked this one up at the car boot the other day. This one, probably my 4th or 5th copy. I've sold a few of these. This is Justice League issue number 1 from 1987. And this is the first appearance of Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord most recently appeared in the Supergirl TV series. And I think he's appeared in a couple of other live action shows. But by all accounts, he is rumoured to be one of the villains of the Wonder Woman 1984 movie, the sequel to that successful Wonder Woman film from the DCU. This was a nice find. I think I paid £1 for this. I had a couple of copies recently of Hit Monkey issue number 1, and it was a one-shot that he made his first appearance in. Of course, we're getting a Hulu animated adult, by all accounts, show. Yeah, Hit Monkey is getting his own animated show on Hulu, and like I say, I picked up this one because this is his first mini-series. This is Hit Monkey issue 1. Again, anywhere between a £5 to an £8 book, this. So to pick it up for £1, why not? Did think about keeping it at one point, but I think it's also got a preview to Shadowland issue 1 in that book. Now, yesterday, just when I thought I had enough books for my haul, I checked R&R Books from Stroud. They've got an online little service, which is I picked up some pretty good books there over the time. I mean, I think I picked up Uncanny 221, First Mr. Sinister. I picked up First Lady Deathstrike the other day. They're all £1 books. What else have I picked up? Oh, first cameo and full appearance of X-Men Apocalypse. Of Apocalypse. And I paid, I think, £1 a piece for those. Well, they sold for 30 quid for the pair. So, you know, there's a nice flipping opportunity for these cheaper keys. Well, a couple of Bronze Age issues I picked up, but this isn't the reason I went there yesterday. But I couldn't say no to Adventure into Fear issue 27. Of course, we're getting a Morbius movie coming up soon. Now, this one isn't in the best of nick. As you can see, it's detached, I think, from the bottom staple. But for the Morbius movie, you never know. And I paired that up with a nicer graded issue number 29. So this is Adventure into Fear issues 27 and 29 for £1 a piece. That one's much sweeter on the back. I'll just put them up for a couple of quid, bids, so see what happens. But like I say, they were just extra grabs. The reason I went there yesterday for £1, couldn't believe it. In any grade, I'm going to make money on it. This is Astonishing Tales issue 25 for £1. Oh, there's a score in it. The first appearance of Deathlock the Demolisher. Of course, he was in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. I've got a copy of this already. I think I paid something like 20 or 25 quid for my copy, and mine's got a little bit of water damage. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. This one's far from a nice condition. We got a lot of spine creasing down here, and it's got a little bit of spine roll on the back, as you can see. But a nice press would really help this book. So, like I say, for £1, I can probably get 10 to 15 quid for that, I think. Happy days. So now we move on to the books that I'm going to keep. This, like I say, I've been picking up those grab bags. I picked up 2 grab bags, and this was a comic that I wasn't going to keep until I found out this is to do with Pittsburgh, and I am a massive Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And I've read this book, and I quite like the character, actually. I'm not the biggest Walking Dead fan, but I picked up Walking Dead issue 172. And I'm going to keep this one, because this is the first appearance of the Princess of Pittsburgh. Yeah, Juanita Sanchez. So I don't know whether she's in the show. I'm only like 3/4 of the way through season 1. This is a Charlie Adler and Dave Stewart cover. But yeah, and even Pittsburgh being a Steelers fan, That's in the PC. I've actually got the first appearance of the Pittsburgh Steelers in comics. I think it appeared in an El Diablo comic from I think it was issue 4, something along those lines. Like I say, the reason I picked up another grab bag was because I saw this one, and this is the final issue of 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank. Uh, it's a 5-issue miniseries that, of course, has been optioned just recently. Matthew Rosenberg, I think, is writing the script. I've got issues 1, 4, and 5 now, I think. So just on the lookout for 2 and 3. 50p, why not? Issue 1 was a great read, very dark, about kids helping them with a bank heist. It is mature. I got caught up, I've got to be honest, I don't buy new comics, but I got caught up in the hype with this one. Maybe a good thing, maybe not. I picked up War of the Realms, Deadpool issue 14. And the reason I picked this up, this was a secret variant, believe it or not. As you can see, the D and L of Deadpool is Carnage. It's got the secret blood variant, it's called. And this is from Nick Klein. There we go, guys. What's better, 1 copy? 2 copies. Now this goes anywhere between 6 and 10 online, but I've not had a bite yet on this one. So we'll see whether it was money well spent. I only paid £3.20 each for those. Now, we talked about Walking Dead just now with 172, the issue of Princess of Pittsburgh. Absolutely over the moon with this. If you follow my top 20 comics, issues 191 and 192 took up a lot of spots. There was the regular cover for 191. There was the second printing for 191. There was the regular cover for 192. There was the second printing for 192. Of course, Rick Grimes gets shot in issue 191 and dies in 192 and becomes a zombie and then dies again. Well, I've been on the lookout for this book because, well, it's going for some coin. And this is the only one I've managed to find. This is The Walking Dead, issue 192, the blank variant. And what makes it extra sweet, in my opinion, is my daughter, who is a budding artist and has started selling stuff at cons just recently. She sketched Rick Grimes for me, guys. This is my copy of The Walking Dead 192, the blank variant. I have seen the second printing to the Rick Grimes, and I've got to be honest, I prefer my copy. So as you can see, it is signed, and anybody interested in some of my daughter's work, you can see her on Instagram on Cryptic Wolf Art. So look her up, Cryptic Wolf Art. She's done a few, if you go back to my other videos, she's done some pretty cool ones in the past. She did an Old Man Hawkeye, a Deadpool, an Amazing Spider-Man. But I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you to my daughter, who is just 16. Yeah, so she is doing A-level art at the moment and wants a career in illustration. So fingers crossed, I might see one of her books on the shelves one day. So I did a hot comic book alert on this one. This one has blown up somewhat, and I think I got a pretty good price. The book in question is from Brian Michael Bendis. It is from Icon Comics, and it's from the creator of Powers. And the book in question has just been optioned, guys. Yeah, this one's been optioned. And this is the United States of Murder, Inc., issue number 1. Now, the seller had it on for $9.95, but I didn't just get the first issue, I also got the second. So I can't complain at that. Probably won't keep the second issue, you know what I'm like, but I'm looking forward to reading it and seeing what it's like, because, like I said, it has just been optioned for a movie, I believe. Now, talking of movies, I saw Hellboy recently, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It had terrible reviews, but I don't know where people get their reviews from. It's just mind-blowing. I was a fan of the X-Men Dark Phoenix movie as well. It's not following the letters of the law in the comics, is it, guys? But if you just take it for what it is, as a good action movie, and it was, I thought it was one of the better X-Men films. And I think they gave it something like, I don't know, 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, Hellboy they gave 9%, which was insane because I thought David Harbour nailed the Hellboy character, and yeah, took over well from Ron Perlman. And the sad thing is, I don't think now that they are going to be going forward with a Hellboy sequel. There was a pig character in it who had a potty mouth, and he was so much fun. But there was another character that caught my eye in it as well. I recently picked up the first appearance of the Blood Queen. I've got a couple of issues of that, and now I've added another character from the movie. This is Hellboy Box Full of Evil, issue number 1. This is the first appearance of Lobster Johnson. He appears halfway through the movie and in a post-credit scene, and enjoyed the character. So what did I pay for that? £5.38, and that's a good price. This is easily a £15 to £20 book. Still, at one point this was touching 50, so happy to add that to the PC. And now I'm left with 5 books, and they're big books. This was a book I had to get, and the book is normally around about 45 to 50. So what did I pay for this one? It was a bidding war, and I won it, including shipping, 34. It's not a 9.8, but it's solid, very, very solid. And I don't like paying for free books. You probably know what I'm on about now. Massive fan of the show. The free comic book, Umbrella Academy, guys. Yes. Happy days, Dazzie. Happy days. Like I say, if you follow my Instagram and previous videos, you'll see that I met the Space Boy, who is Luthor, and Rumour I met as well, the actress and the actor who played them, and got my photos taken with them. And I'm a massive fan of the show. The Umbrella Academy, if you haven't seen on Netflix, is a fantastic show. This is the first appearance of the Umbrella Academy and its members: the Monocle, who is Reginald Hargreaves; Space Boy, who is Luther Hargreaves; Kraken, who is Diego Hargreaves; Rumour, who is Alison Hargreaves; the Seance, who is Klaus Hargreaves; the Horror, who is Ben Hargreaves; White Violin, who is Vanya Hargreaves. Also first appearance of number 5, and Inspector Lupio. And it's also got another little tale, the first appearance of the Murder Magician in this one. This issue also features sneak peeks at 2 upcoming Dark Horse titles, Zero Killer and Pantheon City. Happy to add that one to the collection. The most valuable free comic book out there, I believe. Okay, again, this one isn't in the best of nick, but what a steal I paid. £6.10. £6.10. And the book I got is Avengers 112. The first appearance of Mantis. Yeah, of course, guys, this isn't without issues. It is beat. But it's on his staples, as Dazzie says. It's got a really random, like, store stamp or something there. What would I grade this at? Not a lot. 2.5, 3. But, you know, it's mine. And I will upgrade it at some point. Of course, Mantis was in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 movie, Infinity War and Endgame. And it's also the first appearance of a villain called the Lion God, who is Hathor Semet, and the Lion Court Group. This is where Black Widow quits the team. So, happy to add that. I nearly bought it at a con, and I took it up, and there was annoying sellers where you take a book up and they start Googling it on eBay. I just put it back. I said, you know, the book was ratty, and they wanted 25 quid for it. No, not today. Well, again, this is an interesting story. I been looking for this book because I really love this character. But this one's a pricey book. You're talking 50 plus for this book. And I was following one on bidding, and I managed to win it at the time for £20.12, I believe. Well, I got the issue, and I knew it was about a 3.5 to a 4.0 in my opinion for what I'm seeing. But I opened it up and the centerfold was loose. So I said to the seller, sorry mate, I wouldn't have bought this book if I had known about that. Even at that price, I wanted a complete book. And I didn't want to go through the kerfuffle of sending it back. And to be fair to the seller, he said, very sorry, I'll get it sorted straight away. And then I thought about it, and even with a detached centerfold, this book garners some coin. I think I would more than make my money if I decided to sell it down the line. So I offered to have it for £10. The seller said yes. So I paid £10 for Daredevil, issue 131, the first appearance of Bullseye, guys. Yeah, like I say, what do you guys know about detached centerfolds? I think the highest grade you can get with a detached centerfold is a 4.0. I mean, that's what I'm gathering from the forums. And don't get me wrong, this one isn't high grade. It's got, what have we got here? Yeah, again, we've got some corner creasing down here. But besides that detached centerfold, it's complete. Okay, so first Bullseye for 10 quid. I couldn't really say no. I think anybody would pick that up. So happy to add that to the PC. And of course, Bullseye appeared in the Daredevil movie, and then season 3 of the fantastic show. It's Lester, or Poindexter is the Bullseye, isn't he? Benjamin Lester, or Benjamin Poindexter. So it includes a Marvel Value stamp 47 from Series B of 4. 2 books left, and the first of these has been on my sneaky want list. This is like my backup want list. If I could find it for a decent price, I was going to snag it. And it usually goes between 35 and 50-ish. So I saw a copy that was bidding, and I got it for a steal, I think. It's mid-grade only for the fact it's got one corner crease. So it could well be a 5.0, 6.0, I don't know. What did I pay for this? £12.50, and again, I thought that's a steal. It is some glorious work from Jack Kirby. And the issue in question, which was a fun read, is Commandy, Last Boy on Earth, issue number 1. There we go, guys. Stuck it in some Mylar and it's come up nice. Give it a bit of a clean. Of course, it's the first appearance of Commandy, Ben Boxer, and Dr. Canis, and Great Caesar. And those characters first came to my attention in the Batman Brave and the Bold animated series, which I have the box set. I love that cartoon. Probably one of my favourite animated shows. Of course, the cover is a homage to the 1968 film Planet of the Apes. The Statue of Liberty can be seen in ruins in the background of the cover, which is an obvious reference to the climatic reveal at the end of the Planet of the Apes movie. Read that book. That's look at that gorgeous artwork from the master. Love it. So my final book, and couldn't believe to add this to my collection. What would I grade it at to start with? A solid 4.0. Again, this is a book that you'll do very well to get for under £100, particularly in this grade. I mean, I've seen rattier copies than this go for £150. And what the crazy thing was, it was a bidding a lot, and I watched it and nobody was bidding on it. Nobody. And I thought there's got to be something up, and I looked at the pictures and they looked solid to me, and I thought, okay. So last couple of seconds I stuck in a bid, and I got this book for £61.95, including shipping. That is my grand total. Gorgeous cover, one of my favourite covers. The cover is from Carmine Infantino and George Roussos. And the book in question, guys, Love it. Strange Adventures, issue 205. Sorry about the glare, guys. The first appearance of Dead Man. Yeah, Dead Man, Boston Brand. Now, there have been talks of a Dead Man film. I think Benicio del Toro was attached at one point. And this book, like I say, it's on its staples, as Dazzie says. And the spine is really, really good. Look at that spine, guys. Now, we've got a bit of crease in here in this corner. But that, guys, really is the sole problem with this. It's got the tiniest bit of spine roll. But even in a 4.0, which I'm conservative with my gradings, I could see this well gathered. I'm sure I could sell this for about 120. Not that it's going anywhere. This is staying in my PC. Love Dead Man. Kind of specking on this because at some point I feel certain we're going to get a Justice League Dark movie, which yeah, I've got the first Demon and I've got the first Black Orchid. Constantine is definitely on my radar. I think I've missed the boat with Swamp Thing. I had an opportunity of the rightest copy one about 3 years ago for about £100 and I passed on it because at the time I wasn't spending more than about 20 quid on the book, and my god, do I regret it now. I got the reprint though, so it's not all bad. But that's my haul, guys. Some pretty decent books in there. Yeah, some of them are mid-grade, but look at that beauty. That's a stunner. When you got books like this, you know, I have no interest in the newer books now when you get lovely keys like that. So here's my sponsors, Hawkman and of course Batman. And I'd just like to thank everybody who's been subscribing to my channel of late. I've finally passed 700. As I make this video, I've got 701 subscribers. If you like what you see, please like all that jazz. It means the world to me. And I'll always reply to your comments, guys. Thank you so much. That's Daz, over and out. Bye for now.